Hello students. In today's class we will continue with the essay Sir Roger at Home that we started in the previous class. And just for your remembrance, let me tell you, until now we had read that Mr. Spectator had often been invited by his friend Sir Roger at his country house. So he decided to visit him and reached there. Sir Roger had been a perfect host and gave him privacy and freedom to spend his time the way he wanted. Mr. Spectator also mentioned his family members, which include his servants and his chaplain. And because of Sir Roger's cheerful and kind nature, he is loved and he is respected by all. Now let us resume where we left off in the last video. I have observed in several of my papers that my friend Sir Roger, amidst all his good qualities, is something of a humorist, and that his virtues as well as imperfections are, as it were, tinged by a certain extravagance. I have observed in several of my papers. Spectator says that in several of his papers, he has observed that his friend Sir Roger, with all his good qualities and virtues, is also something of a humorist. By humorist, he meant that Sir Roger was a person with some unique qualities which may appear odd at times, जिसे हम सनक भी कहते हैं. So Sir Roger had this quality of being peculiar, and that his virtues as well as imperfections are, as it were, tinged by a certain extravagance. Sir Roger, with all his virtues and imperfections, stands apart from other people, and his personality was marked by a certain extravagance, a certain eccentricity. This cast of mind, as it is generally very innocent in itself, so it renders his conversation highly agreeable. And this cast of mind, Mr. Spectator finds and considers this cast of mind, this particular nature, as something innocent, and so it renders his conversation highly agreeable. Agreeable means something that can be enjoyed, it is pleasant. So this innocence of his character, this eccentricity of his character, it makes his conversation pleasant and enjoyable, and more delightful than the same degree of sense and virtue would appear in their common and ordinary colors. And it is more delightful in comparison to the same kind of understanding and virtue which would reflect in ordinary conversation of others. Mr. Spectator finds it much more interesting and captivating than the conversation of others. As I was walking with him last night, he asked me how I liked the good man whom I have just now mentioned. The good man, he's talking about the chaplain in the house of Sir Roger. So Sir Roger asked about how I liked the good man whom I have just mentioned. He asked about the chaplain, and without staying for my answer, told me that he was afraid of being insulted with Latin and Greek at his own table. And without even waiting for his answer, for the answer of Mr. Spectator, Sir Roger went on to say that he was afraid of being insulted with Latin and Greek, that he did not want a scholar, a learned person as a chaplain who knew languages like Latin and Greek. Because Sir Roger himself knew little about Latin and Greek, so he did not want to embarrass himself in his own house. For which reason he desired a particular friend of his at the university to find him out a clergyman rather of plain sense than much learning, of a good aspect, a clear voice, a sociable temper, and if possible, a man that understood a little backgammon. So, for because of this reason, he asked one of his friends at university to find him a clergyman of plain sense, that means with not so much learning, of good aspect, of good behavior, clear voice, sociable temper, friendly nature, and if possible, a man that understood a little of backgammon. And someone who knew backgammon. Backgammon is a type of board game that involves two people and it is played with the dice. So these were the specific qualities that Sir Roger wished to have in a chaplain's personality. My friend, says Sir Roger, found me out this gentleman who, besides the endowments required of him, is, they tell me, a good scholar, though he does not show it. My friend, says Sir Roger, found me out this gentleman. And eventually, Sir Roger succeeded in getting a chaplain of his requirements, though he wasn't a plain man. He was a good scholar, though he does not show it. But he did not show it unnecessarily. I have given him the personage of the parish, and because I know his value, have settled upon him a good annuity for life. And the chaplain is in the charge of the parish. Parish means an area with its own priest, and Sir Roger given him this responsibility. Parsonage is a church house, and Sir Roger had given him the parsonage of the parish, and because I know his value, have settled upon him a good annuity for life. And since the chaplain had all the qualities that were required of him, and he was valued by Sir Roger so much, he had settled upon him a good annuity for life. Annuity means, and it is a type of a plan that helps one to get a regular payment for life, like a pension. And Sir Roger says, if he outlives me, he shall find that he was higher in my esteem than perhaps he thinks he is. If he outlives me, after my death, when the chaplain would find about this annuity contract, so he would know how much he valued him. He has now been with me 30 years, and though he doesn't know I have taken notice of it, has never in all that time asked anything of me for himself, though he is every day soliciting me for something in behalf of one or other of my tenants, his parishioners. He says that this man, this chaplain, has now been with me 30 years. This man has been living with me since 30 years, and during this time asked anything of me for himself, though he is every day soliciting me for something in behalf of one or other of my tenants, his parishioners. That he has never asked anything for himself. Instead, this chaplain requests me, solicits me, he requests me and takes care of the needs of the other servants and other parishioners. Sir Roger is pointing out the selflessness of this chaplain. There hasn't been a lawsuit in the parish since he has lived among them. If any dispute arises, they apply themselves to him for the decision. If they do not acquiesce in his judgment, which I never think happened above once or twice at most, they appeal to me. Sir Roger next says, there hasn't been a lawsuit in the parish since he has lived among them. Sir Roger says that there hasn't been a single lawsuit, a, a legal dispute in the parish since he has come to live here. If any dispute arises, they apply themselves to him for the decision. And if any dispute arises, people put their trust in him for the settlement. If they do not acquiesce in his judgment, which I never think happened above once or twice at most, they appeal to me. And if by any chance they do not agree to his decision, which he thinks only happened once or twice, they came to him, to Sir Roger, for the settlement of the dispute. At his first settling with me, I made him a present of all the good sermons which have been printed in English, and only begged of him that every Sunday he would pronounce one of them in the pulpit. When the chaplain had first come to settle with him, to live with him, Sir Roger gifted him a compilation of good sermons which had been printed in English, that and only begged of him that every Sunday he would pronounce one of them in the pulpit. Pulpit is a stand used in preaching during religious ceremony. And so Sir Roger requested him to deliver one of the sermons in the pulpit on every Sunday. Accordingly, he has digested them into such a series that they follow one another naturally and make a continued system of practical divinity. The chaplain does accordingly to the wishes of Sir Roger. He summarized them into such a series, and he remembered them so well. He digested them into such a series, he remembered them so well that they followed one another naturally and make a continued system of practical divinity. By practical divinity, Sir Roger means practice of religion, practice of faith, and the love of God and humanity in everyday life. And the method of preaching adopted by the chaplain helped people to understand religion. Let us stop here. We will finish with the remaining part of this essay in the next video.